What up, guys? It's me, Gaming Guy TV here. Um, so yeah, we are back in Slime Ranchers. And notice, guys, there's no, other device overlay this time. Looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Because in the past two videos, there's been either an iPad overlay for answers with the witness, or, a Fortbyte location on my phone. There's been a bunch of stuff on the screen, and this time it's literally just Slime Ranchers. So, yeah, the last video I made today, at the time of recording, it was the Fortnite video of, we got Fortnite, or Fortnite 21. And if you notice, my phone screen was moved. If you went back to watch the video, great. If you didn't, go back, watch it. Because my phone screen was moving around a ton. And because of that, so here's the reason behind that, because I didn't want to put in the little clip at the beginning of the video that I would probably do in that case. The reason why it was moving so much is because I didn't have the iPad that I normally use, and I didn't feel like waiting another hour to charge up an iPad that I wouldn't know have the same screen resolution, or it might end up, just crashing because it's so old. I didn't exactly want to do that. Just knowing the stuff that, just knowing that I need it to work quickly. So I'm gonna need, an iPad that has an incredibly good drive on it, which is the one I was using. Ooh, finally, these guys are out of pogo fruits. And they're 10, so we can go ahead and put some more in. So I used my phone because, that was the handiest thing upon me. And the results are actually pretty darn good. The only problem with my phone, though, is because it is a iPhone XR, it has the X screen type. And for those of you who don't know what that means, the iPhone, basically the original iPhone through the iPhone 8 have, it's a square, not quite square, but it's a rectangular screen with a home button and, a little square at the top for a microphone. The X, XS, XS Max, and XR are all the X format, which is basically full screen except for a divot on top for the microphone and Face ID. Now, essentially, what that does is it creates a full screen phone that can have a higher res display. But what it does for me, and, making YouTube videos and stuff, it makes everything a lot harder to produce if I'm doing an overlay from my phone to so I didn't want to shrink it because then you couldn't see it. So here was my solution. I basically moved it around the screen wherever I needed it to be. And that's the way I was able to tackle the overlay, was I moved the phone screen recording thing around the screen in every single way that I could, and get it to where I need it to be. Not essentially where I wanted it to be, but where I needed it to be. Want and need are three very, not three, I can't count, two very different things. Because sure, I might want it to go in the spot, but it might not be able to fit in that spot, for example. Take these pogo fruits, add them to my stash. Nice, we don't need a hen. No offense to hen, but so what I ended up doing was instead, we're still in the Fortnite video, instead of making the transitions choppy and just have it like teleporting around the screen and shrinking size when I need it to, I put in a thing called animation. And it's not generic animation. What it is it's a type of transition that says, okay, this thing is in this position, this scale, this color, whatever. At the end of this animation, this video clip, this photo, whatever you're doing, is going to be in a certain way. And what's really great about that is with some of the new logo types I've been experimenting with, I've basically animated a bunch of text and stuff like that. I've animated a bunch of text to go where I want it to, because that's an important thing. You need to be able to have your video elements go where you want them to, in the order you want them to, and you need to be able to understand how to do that. I might at some point make a course on it, but I'm not entirely sure, if we're being totally honest. Okay, I've got some carrots. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to split the carrots between the two corals that need carrots. I'm starting with 7. Pogo fruits. Good on over here. 23. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're good. Which means we now have 6 more pogo fruits. Now, we probably don't need this much storage in our silo right now, but I'm trying to max out the silo spot so that we can move on to 2 more coop things up here. Maybe not coop things, but if we look up here, what we have is, maybe we'll get an incinerator. And then we'll get another garden. Right, we know what we're getting. But we can focus on doing those, and then getting suit upgrades. And we can do some of that stuff. And hopefully, mind you, I say hopefully, because I'm not sure if it'll actually work out is, hopefully by episode, 15 or 20, we'll be able to, unlock a new land and get into the slimes found there. Their ports, getting more corals, doing stuff like that. And that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to in this game, is the fact that with this being sort of a tycoon-based game, don't get me wrong, it is nothing, and I say this with authority, nothing like the tycoon games we played in Roblox. No, no, no. I'm not trying to compare it to those, sorry. I'm not trying to compare it to those, I'm not trying to contrast it to those. They are two very, very different elemented games. Hopefully you all understand what I mean when I say elemented. And to me, part of the reality there is these games, you're trying to build a plot of land to do something. There's money involved, not real money, sometimes real money, and in-game money and stuff like that. They're all centered around the same thing, but they're all very different games, and one of my issues with Roblox, which is one of the reasons that I thought of it, is the fact that it was getting to be outdated. And, its graphics weren't in style, and then the games were being updated, apart from, like, holidays and stuff. That's kind of why I moved off of it. And because we were mainly playing tycoon games, the games we were playing required a ton of work. I can't tell you guys how long it took me to get some of that money for blocks. I would spend hours. It would be like a Thursday night, and I would be like, oh cool, I have no homework. It's, 6 o'clock. I'm gonna make sure if I have a test tomorrow, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna do the prep for Bloxburg, and by that point, it'll probably be time to bed. And for these games, apart from, editing and Fortnite and this are maybe the only two that really require actual work to play, it's incredible to basically just see how, it was incredible when I switched off of Roblox into these games, and I'm like, oh wow, this is so much less work. I can literally log on, play the game. I just need to put an intro and outro on the video, and talk a bit. Hey, I'm done, I got a video I can upload. And I realized going into 8th grade, having placement tests that I need to study hard for, having teachers up the ante on us a bit, having stuff like that is going to come in super handy later on. And I realized that. And one of the best things about these games now is, sure, these videos, especially the Slime Rancher ones, I had a full, in the end, placement tests are gonna get me farther in life than this will. But it's still nice to be able to know that now I won't have to come home from school on Friday night, or come home from Rock Shop, because I've done that throughout middle school. And I will continue to do that. Come home from Rock Shop and be like, okay, now I gotta spend, an hour and a half making this video before my dad picks me up so I can go out and, have fun. I also got homework. I got robotics the next day. You know, stuff like that. It's like, bleh. It's incredibly not difficult, but I've been playing the Roblox games for so many years, and I'm not exaggerating here. It has been literally so many years. It's been like 2 or 3 years, and I just got tired of them. And I'm like, you know, I'm tired of doing this Roblox stuff. Literally nobody in my grade still plays it. I'm like the only one in the middle school that still plays it. You know, maybe I should switch to something else. And then the best thing that could ever happen happened. Epic Games put this deal out on their launcher that, you know, they would be giving away a free game every 2 weeks. I'm like, oh hey, I can take advantage of this. And I did. And look where we are now. Anyway, guys, as we wrap up this video, I forgot to say it this episode, when we hit 100 subscribers, I'm gonna redo the channel intro, outro, the channel art, stuff like that. And guys, just so you know, in today's video, we did max out our silo storage. So that's the title of today's video, obviously. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.